The narrative that justice can be bought in Nigeria is a serious problem, hindering investments in Nigeria. This was the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo's view at the second day of the NBA conference. He says that for Nigeria to experience the kind of developments the current administration wants to bring about, there is a need for the justice sector to deal with the issues of integrity, because not doing so will continue to negatively affect the economic development of our country.
Called me and I received some tongue lashings because
national development is the core of what delegates are discussing on the second day of the conference. Vice President of Nigeria Yemi Osinbajo and other panelists are present. The Vice President speaks on the role of law in national development. He says the current administration is committed to developing the nation and its economy. However, this cannot happen if the perception in the country's justice sector is that justice can be bought.
It's absolutely important that we deal with the issue of integrity in our judicial system, even as we deal with the overall question of corruption, the overall problems of corruption. There's no question at all that if we don't handle corruption squarely, our justice system will be so degraded that it will be practically impossible to get very much done or to encourage anyone to come into our economy.
Another member of the panel and former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Mr. Joseph Daudu, advocates an open system of appointment in every sector of the economy as one of the critical antidotes to the menace of corruption in the country.
The first thing to do is to revamp the appointment system, to make it open, to make it transparent. Anytime there is an appointment process going on, I am sure heads of courts are bombarded with approaches from the high and mighty in this country. People who want their wives, their daughters, their sons to go to the bench when they know very much that they do not have the requisite experience and the requisite skill to be absorbed in that office. Unless we are open, we are transparent in our appointment process, we will continue to inundate the bench of this country with very incompetent and indolent material.
Speaking further this time on the issue of protection of women, the Women's Rights Advancement and Protection Representative, Saudatu Maidi, urges lawyers to use their profession for the protection of women.
Laws need to be made to ensure that women and all other vulnerable groups, persons with disabilities, the youth and so on, are carried in national development with a sincerity of purpose, not tokenism. The bar must also be ready to confront violence against women. You as perpetrators or victims must stand up to it. I know many women who are lawyers, senior ones, who are going through violence, but the men in the profession are not willing to stand by them. Please stand by them, because it could be your sister tomorrow. The laws must protect women, not to make them subject because they want to bear MRS, Mrs. at all costs. I always translate MRS as memorial services, because a lot of women are metaphorically and otherwise dead in their marriages or dead in their associations. So ladies and gentlemen of the bar, I want to appeal passionately that the development of Nigeria or national development cannot happen without the better half of this nation, and that is 49.7% of our population.
And from Ghana, the president of the Ghana Bar Association, Nene Amegacha, takes his cue from the case between Olisa Bakoba and the AG of the Federation on financial autonomy.
in recent times, we in the Ghana Bar have been looking at issues concerning financial autonomy of the judiciary under our 1992 Constitution. And having been confronted with those issues, we were trying to do some research and come up with some decided cases. We didn't need to go very far. We came into this backyard and we found that there's a case, permit me if I'm wrong, entitled Olisa Agbakoba versus the Attorney General and two others. Now, we were quite emboldened by the decision, particularly what His Lordship Justice Mohammed of the Abuja High Court said, holding that the dependence of the judiciary on the executive arm for its budgeting and fund release is the cause of the present state of underfunding of the justice delivery system, poor and inadequate infrastructure, low morale and corruption, delays in the administration of justice, and generally low quality and poor output by the judiciary. His Lordship concluded that the action of the executive in starving the judiciary of its budgetary allocation was unconstitutional. This decision by the Nigerian High Court has motivated us, that is the Ghana Bar Association, to resolve to file a similar suit in our Supreme Court to challenge the constitutionality of the executive arm. So we are grateful for your pace setting.
Everyone here has reached one conclusion, and that is the business of developing the country is everyone's business. And also that the judiciary is key to achieving the nation's economic, social, and political development goals.